everybody, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a little different than what I normally do. I normally try to put a lot of time into editing and do different kind of fun things with the video, but today the conversation with my doctor, or the doctor in the weight loss department, is so frustrating to me today. What I thought they do and what's actually happening is something completely different. So I thought, being connected with this department, that they were going, since they're weight loss, that they were going to help you lose, like, you meet with them once a month or something like that, once every couple of months, and they kind of see what you're doing and kind of tell you like what you can do to improve and lose weight. I truly honestly thought what that department was all about, because the first appointment I had with her was really great. She was like, okay, get on MyFitnessPal to track your calories. You want to try and keep your carbs low since I'm diabetic, and keeping track of my blood sugar, try and do more exercise, try and eat better. So it's like, okay, cool, this is starting a great foot. She also introduced different like weight loss medications such as ozempic to look into, right? And it all felt very low pressure, very like, we're just here to help you succeed thing. But then the follow-up appointment I had today, it makes me so mad and so upset and so frustrated because, let me just say this. I know that there are some very entitled fat people out there. There are people who just want the world they're so entitled, they want the world to just operate on their terms regardless of their size or whatever. I'm not one of those people. I kind of just want to do things to make it convenient for others, to stay out of people's way, because I know being fat, it's like, I take more time to do stuff. I take up more space. I'm very aware of this, like when I travel or in the store or wherever. So this isn't like a thing of entitlement. This is a thing of like, I'm really tired of being treated poorly because of being fat. Like being treated like I'm not a real person. And this appointment with this doctor felt a lot like that, because the first thing she asked me was if I want to get on Ozempic. Now, when I talked to my primary doctor, just a little bit of backstory here, because so many people are on this drug and they're trying to control it, there's all these things you have to hit for the insurance to cover it. Without the insurance covering it, it is a $1,200 a month prescription. $1,200. And because I'm diabetic, I can qualify, but I need to be on almost twice the amount of insulin I'm on, which my doctor's not going to do, and which I wouldn't want to do. The downside of being on insulin is a fat storing hormone. And when you have insulin resistance, like I do with my diabetes, you're injecting more insulin in order to try and deal with all your blood sugar spikes and stuff. But the downside of that is that you're putting more, fat storing hormones in your body. Like, you're just going to put on weight. So when I'm on insulin, I easily can go up 10, 15 plus pounds, which is so frustrating. But so there's no way I was going to take twice that. There's just no way that's going to happen. So, I had to tell her, no, I'm not going to do that one because I'm not going to pay the $1,200 for it. And then she asked me about another medication. She said I could take that similar thing where it helps control cravings, blah, 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 all this stuff. And that medication costs $380 a month. And I told her, like, I just started getting into like an exercise fitness routine. I have a membership at Planet Fitness. And then I recently got another membership to another gym called 24 Hour Fitness, because they have a pool. And where I live, there's not a lot of pools here, and to pay to get access is really expensive. So to pay the membership cost of access to the pool is actually a pretty good deal. So I have those two. So with those two, I just recently, like, my husband and I recently just kind of justified, like, okay, it's worth putting more money into our health and our fitness because we both want to lose weight. But there's no way I can justify spending $400 or $1,200 on a medication. That's insane. So So after we had that, I thought, okay, that's just kind of a blip. Like, she won't like that, but that's kind of where we're at. And then I can tell her like how I'm doing with my exercise, how I'm doing logging my food in MyFitnessPal, and kind of get some advice from her on going forward, or she thinks like these numbers should be changed. So, but she seems so kind of irritated and rushing through this whole part, which I thought this was the part that the appointment's about. Like, this is what this is supposed to be for. So I bring up MyFitnessPal, telling her that in MyFitnessPal, like my weight, my height, and my goal, which I think the most you can say in MyFitnessPal is like 2 pounds a week, right? It puts me at 2,290 calories. I'm a very fat person. I'm very big. And so like the 2,200 calories for me, like that definitely is a deficit from what I'm used to. So I felt like with that and exercise, like that I could lose weight. Well, the first thing she says is that number is way too high to lose weight. And that basically it's great that I exercise, whatever, but she didn't seem impressed or care at all. She was like, it's more about the nutrition and the food you're eating than about exercise, which kind of shocked me, because I feel like every time I've ever met with a doctor, ever, anything on TV, anything ever, it always says with diet and exercise. So the fact that she was playing down the exercise as not a component of losing weight was really surprising to me. And then when we talked about food, she's saying, like I said, the calories are way too high, even the goal calories of the 2,290. So she was saying that I need to be at 1,200 calories. I didn't think she was serious at first. I don't think I laughed, but it just kind of whiplash, like shocked me. And I just told her that's unrealistic. I won't, as heavy and fat as I am and how many calories I'm used to eating that got me to this point, there is no way I would do 1,200 calories. I just can't do it. Maybe when I lose weight and I get smaller and I need less food, I can. But, you know, I thought the 2,290 was actually a pretty reasonable goal, and not something I always hit. So like what I'm learning right now is that when I exercise, I do get starving, I get really hungry, but I need to learn to balance that so that I can actually lose weight. Because I find like after intense swimming workout or weightlifting workout, I'm so hungry and I could easily eat 1,000+ calories after a workout. And so I'm really trying some balance. So I was kind of hoping for some advice for her or something going forward to help me with those goals. I did not expect her to say I should only be eating 1,200 calories a day. But after I told her, like, that's unrealistic. I won't be able to do that. Like, I'm not even going to even say I can do that because I just know that won't happen. So she was like, oh, well, you could do 1,500 to 1,800, but you need to stay under 2,000. Well, first she started saying, oh, well, Weight Watchers does 1,200. And I'm like, well, that's great for Weight Watchers, but I'm not interested in a crash diet. I'm interested in, like, prolonging my life, not dying in my 40s or my 50s, and actually having quality of life and being able to do stuff. And then she was like, said the 1,500 to 1,800. But when she said that, it just sounded like she didn't even care at that point. It was like, you're not going to do the medications I'm telling you. You're not going to do 1,200 calories. So why am I wasting my time? And the whole conversation, and then after she talked about that for a little bit, and obviously disappointed that I'm not going to do it, she then said that she had to go on to her next patient. So she had to end the phone call because it was over the phone. And when she hung up, I just thought, you know, one, it's been a while since I've had someone treat me bad specifically because I'm fat. I haven't had it happen for a while. I think as I've gotten older, like, I just don't put up or let that in my environment as much, but I don't really have people be mean to me or say something like flat out to me that's just rude or treat me rudely. And I felt like this whole interaction was very rude, very rushed, very judgmental for no reason. Like, and her department in weight loss is specific for people who need to lose over 100, 150 pounds. Like, this is the people that she's talking to every appointment. So to me, I just felt like you are just rude for no reason. You're not listening to me. You're treating me like I'm an idiot. You're treating me like I'm not doing anything and I'm not good enough. And I just was so angry when I got off the phone. So I wanted to get on here and just like vent to you guys, like share my frustration with you that like this is one of the reasons why people who are really fat don't do anything for themselves. They don't seek help. They don't try and like do stuff that's good for them, that is going to help their life, because they run into speed bumps like this where people are just rude or treat them like they're not good enough. So instead of having a drive of like, okay, well, that's just one issue and I'll push through it, it makes you feel like the problem is so huge. It's such a giant mountain of a problem. Like, why even bother? Why try? And I feel like if I hadn't been exercising and have all these other goals, if I wasn't doing stuff for myself where I have things I want to meet and feel accomplished, this really could derail me. This really could just be like, you know what? You can't do 1,200 calories a day. You can't afford the medication, so why bother? You know, you're just too fat to be able to be any healthier. And it's just really frustrating. It's frustrating because when you're trying to do something good, you'll have someone telling you you're not doing enough. And have someone in a professional job tell you that is just really disheartening and really frustrating, and it just makes you want to give up. And I think my younger self like has had this interaction so many times, would just give up and be like, whatever, fine, I guess I can't do it. But me right now, I feel like I'm so challenged by so many other goals, and I've kept like what I'm watching on YouTube and what I'm trying myself to be fitness and health conscious, that I've changed my environment to suit to being healthier, that it did hit me hard, but it didn't hit me like if I didn't have all those things. Like, it would have felt like, I guess there's no hope. I guess I can't do better. So it's just really frustrating to have that happen. And I wanted to put this out there because I think that if you haven't been like really, really fat for a long time and dealt with all this, you don't really know what that's like. I think especially for someone who wants to change and doesn't want to be fat and wants to do better for themselves, like it's just hard and it's very frustrating. Personally, I don't get the entitlement of people who are fat, that like the world has to accommodate them. I don't really get that. I just want people to treat me like I'm a person, like that I matter. And so I've never really gotten the entitlement with it. But I'm just so frustrated right now because I had the exact opposite expectation of this doctor's appointment. And it just kind of brought up all these old feelings and all these old experiences of like why I feel like it's so hard, and it's hard to have like good support. So I want to end the video by asking like honestly, truly, for your guys' feedback because the thing is like what I perceive in my world as normal is so different because I've been fat for so long. I've been very fat for a long time. So I really do want your guys' honest opinion. Is 1,200 calories too low? Is that like crash diet territory? Because it seems like to me, but I could be wrong. So I do want feedback on what do you guys think about the 1,200 calories a day, under 100 carbs a day, and then also, am I doing enough exercise? I've been doing 5 days a week where I do like 15 minutes warm up of cardio, and then I usually have about an hour weightlifting session. And then later in the day, so that's about, I think, yeah, I did 4 times a week last week. And then my goal is to do swimming 3 times a week. So far, I've just gone twice. But I'm taking a bit easier on the swimming because the first time I did 2 hours and I just basically was so sick 2 days afterwards. So now I'm just doing like a half hour and building up the endurance from there. But yeah, so if I do a half hour swimming 3 times a week, and then I'm doing an hour of cardio and weightlifting an hour a week, an hour for, let's just say 4 days. So 4 hours plus the hour and a half. So 6.5 hours. So I'm doing 6.5 hours of exercise a week. Is that enough? Is that a good start? Should I go all the way down to 1,200 calories? Is that healthy? Is that something I can do long term? Or is that a crash diet? I don't know. But I hope that anybody who's watching this, like, if you've lost all the weight, if you work in any kind of weight loss field, like nutrition, dietitian, doctor, like whatever, or you've just had success in losing weight or success in maintaining a healthy weight, can you please comment down below? Or yeah. I think my Instagram's under my name. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at all this. But yeah, just comment down below. I'll figure out my Instagram thing. I don't remember if it's just my name or not. But if you find me just under my name, Amanda Condon, and the picture looks similar, just go ahead and DM me on there too. But I really, really need help. And I am feeling like I need to reach outside of the resources that are available locally to me. And basically any tips or programs or resources or YouTube channels or anything you can give me of information of what to do, please send it to me, because I don't want to get so frustrated I give up. I want to feel challenged to keep being healthy and keep working out and keep working on my nutrition. And I feel like I'm fighting against like a huge mountain that you'll never be able to scale. And I have a fear of like not being able to conquer it. And I don't want to do that this time. I want to be successful. So guys, please comment down below. Let me know. I'd be so grateful and appreciative if you did. And like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's kind of not like what I usually do, but I just needed to put this out there. All right, guys, until next time.